Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Visionary Leaders Community Call. My name is Arin Fugate. I'm one of the founding members of the Visionary Leaders Collective, and I'm so happy to be here with you. It's 2023. Welcome to the new year. Happy New Year. And for the month of January, we are talking about the concept of doing a reset for your body, your mind, your spirit, and even your business. In years past, we would do a cleanse this time of year. But because doTERRA has rolled out the power to be, which Dr. Josie will talk about in a moment, we decided that we're going to let doTERRA do that leaded kind of metabolic reset with our new products. And we're going to come and talk about all these other aspects of resetting. So today's call is really a question to you and a question to all of us. What are you feeling called to reset? Is it your body? Is this the year that you look at your health and maybe you start taking MetaPower and really balancing your blood sugar and your metabolism? Is it a mind reset? Are you wanting to address things like anxiety and depression, negative thoughts? Maybe you're rewiring subconscious beliefs. Is it your spirit? Is it connecting to your higher power? Is it coming back to maybe a daily meditation or prayer practice? Is it your business? Is this the year that you look at how you're sharing doTERRA? Maybe it's the year that you learn social selling finally, and you get on Instagram and Facebook and you start sharing doTERRA that way. Maybe it's just a recommitment to your business. So the question to all of us, and you can put it in the chat, is which one are you feeling the most called to reset this January? Is it more than one? What area are you focused in? And I'd like to just start by sharing with you where I am and what I want to reset this year. This year for me, I am a workaholic, if you haven't noticed. And I love producing. I love being creative. I love creating all these resources for all of you, but sometimes I do it to the detriment of my health. So in years past, I would get so excited about resolutions and goals, and I would have my word and be like, this is the year I'm going to go double, triple, ruby, quadruple, palladium, diamond. And you know what would happen for me is maybe a month in, I would realize it's not going to happen. And then I'd go into a shame spiral. And then I'd spend the rest of the year kind of feeling bad, and that would feed into overworking. So for me, my reset this year is one very simple resolution, and it's to wake up every day, look in the mirror, and love myself exactly as I am. I'm a human being, not a human doing. And in my business, what I have come to learn in the last 14 years is it's not about huge pushes. It's not about huge starts. It's about daily consistency that is sustainable so that you can completely move the needle forward. So I'm excited to hear from Dr. Josie and Aisha Harley what their focus is. And we're going to chat about this a little bit. Why would you reset? Where do you want to reset? And how can you accomplish this with the doTERRA products and the doTERRA business? So who wants to go next? Aisha, Josie, take it away.
Sure, I'll go next. So let's all start by grabbing your frankincense. If you don't have your frankincense, just grab whatever oil is next to you. And yet, first of all, I want to say Happy New Year, everybody. It's so wonderful to be with all of you. Take your frankincense and put a few drops on your hand, rub your hands together. And just take a moment to be like right here, right now, in this very moment. Just be present with your frankincense. Just take a few long, deep breaths in. Rub that frankincense on you. And really just ground yourself in this present moment. And let's just take 3 long, deep breaths together. And take a breath of love. Fill yourself with that love. Take a breath of gratitude. Take a breath because we are all alive and we're all here together. Just take that breath. And then just place your hands over your heart and just have a moment of gratitude. Again, for this moment, have a moment of gratitude for our oils, for our community, for our life, for all that we are. And just really like infuse yourself in this moment with that gratitude. So many of you know, some of you don't know, some of you know me, some of you I'm just getting to know. The last 2 years for me have been really, really hard. 2020 hit, I turned 50, had a nervous breakdown, got a divorce, all the things went crazy. And if some of you have been wondering, I know that I've been in a way fairly absent over these last couple of years. And it's been hard. It's been dark. It's been full of anxiety. It's been full of pain. It's been full of all the things. And I just went to Europe for 2 months and traveled around Europe, which was amazing. And I've just now been home for maybe not even a month yet, just a few weeks. And when I was traveling, my focus was to be in the present moment, because I've spent so much of my life worried about the past and the pain of yesterday, and then filled myself with so much anxiety about what's coming tomorrow and what's happening and where I'm going and my goals or my not goals, or what am I doing, or my partner or my not partner, all of that it's kept me from being in the present moment. So when I was traveling with all that pain and all that grief and all that sadness. Sorry. But I just kept saying to myself, be here in this present moment. Part of my trip, I went to Spain and I worked on a dog rescue for a week during Thanksgiving week. And I basically shoveled shit for a week and cleaned a lot of pee and walked dogs for 5 hours and walked 20 to 22,000 steps a day. And I was friggin' exhausted, but I was so grateful. And I was like, just be here in this moment with these animals and give them your love in this moment, and don't worry about tomorrow. So for me this year, moving forward into the rest of my life, my meditation, what I'm focusing on is being in this present moment and being present to that. And then I just wanted to share a few thoughts. These aren't my thoughts. I was listening to an amazing podcast from Oprah Winfrey's Super Soul Sunday, and there was a talk she did last night on just like alignment in your spirit. And I just want to share some of the things that really stuck out to me, because another thing I've been working on is creating a daily meditation practice. And really on the daily, like we have to choose. We're choosing every moment. We're actually choosing love, or we're choosing to walk away from love. In every single moment, and every single thought, and every single thing that we say, and the food that we put in our body, we're always making this choice. And every moment we get to choose again and again and again and again. And so another thing that I'm working on is not betraying myself. And I realized that through much of my life, I have betrayed myself, not like consciously, but just from all the wiring and all the things, it's like we do that. And so some things that landed for me that I just wanted to share, and then I'll pass it over to Josie, is how do you know when you are on the right path? And that is, this is from Carolyn Mace, when you are not put in a position to betray yourself. How do you know when you're on the right path? When you are not put in a position to betray yourself. I thought that was really powerful. And then wholeness is not a one-time deal. We need to choose that with every breath. That's from Cheryl Strayed. And then I'm going to leave you with this. Many of you have heard this from Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure, right? So just let that soak in for a moment. Our deepest fear is that we are not inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. I know that what I've been through in the last couple of years is not just me, it's been collective. I know that all of us have our stories and our pain and our struggles and our losses and our grief and the collective trauma that we've all been through. And it really feels like, if anything, coming into this new year is a transition into releasing, into growing, into reuniting, into recreating, into moving forward together as a community with love, together with grace, and with a deeper understanding and a deeper level of healing. So that's what I am walking into the new year with, and I'm very grateful to be doing it with all of you. So Josie, I'll pass it on over to you.
Oh, wow, Aisha, thank you. I'm gonna make sure my sound, is that better? Yeah. Well, I'm kind of like usually the Dr. Josie to talk about the like body stuff person. But of course I have an idea of what I'm going to talk about. And then like Arin talks and Aisha talks and I'm like, oh, my magic is always in the moment. And I don't like the inspiration of the right now. And everything that my sisters have just spoken about, right? It's swirling and it's like changing. It's in motion right now. And I have a spiritual practice, and I try, and I hopefully most of them do it most mornings. And I did it this morning, and I contemplate and I read some things and I contemplate. And one of the things that is exactly what's happening right now. And that quote you just said, Aisha, about how do you know you're on the right path when you do not betray yourself? And when I say contemplation in my practice, the contemplation is something like that. It's like, well, let's sit with that and contemplate a truth and keep going deeper with it. And I've been in this place. One of the things I wanted to speak about with the physicality of a reset. We've always had a cleanse, right? And we're not doing that. We're not leading it. Like Arin came out saying, hey, y'all, I'm a super type A. And like part of my reset is to like sit back a little bit and relax my nervous system. I'm going to rephrase it that way, Arin, right? Like, and so many of the things in cleansing, in detoxing, and that we do, in fast, all that kind of stuff, it requires that like, and then Aisha talked like push energy, right? We're pushing ourselves to this, to do something, to move into a different space. And I would like to posit that I'm getting back to my spiritual exercise and what I was reading this morning, that where the divine force of love rests is in the middle. It's the middle force. And so when you have like over here, these two polarities, duality, and you have the force of not shifting and changing and just staying in what is, there can be non-positive. It's like we know that sense of that not serving us. And then over here, we have the pushing too much, not accepting of self, right? And sort of like, I have to do this. I have to like always do something to be better. and that's also not serving us. And so what we wanted to bring to this is this conversation, the space of like that. And I just want to bring it in, the contemplation of sitting with, how do you bring those two together of self-love and acceptance, of moving into that middle road and that divine love force that is the middle, that also is like, yeah, but loving myself is not about not moving, because I'm in a vessel and the vessel kind of needs to move to stay healthy. So I want to, like, my deal with the body thing has been, I have always been a person that loved to move. And I was always drawn to physicality and all kinds of, like, I'm a sporty spice girl, right? And my sisters are too. Our parents are not. I don't know where we came from, but we all love sports and we all did sports, and our parents never came to any of our meets or games or nothing. We just did it. And I continued like that. And so I loved, and then I became a yoga teacher, you know, but of athletic and surfing and snowboarding, all that kind of stuff. And I always had issues with my detox pathways and my hormones. That was kind of my like thing. It drew me to naturopathic medicine, autoimmunity, it all kind of mixed around in there. And I'll tell you what, and then perimenopause started happening. And perimenopause, and now I'm like really almost at menopause, has done a doozer for my relationship with movement. And so I didn't used to have to push myself. It was something that I just enjoyed and I loved it and I had all that. And I moved into a space of like that leaving and me being like, what? Wait a minute. I love to move and exercise and the feeling and all of that. And to have that shift, it was a kind of like shocking thing. And I've been in that for about 8 years. It's been, you know, on a moving and up and down thing. And so I want to bring that in, that life phases are going to shift you over time. So you're not going to be the same person. And you might have your personality and your mind ego complex built around this idea that like, I'm a sporty spice girl, or I don't like to exercise, you know, whatever your mind gets attached to this idea of who you are, that might change over time. And so part of this reset is like bringing that into the contemplation too. So for myself, my partner, who has never been that much of a sporty person, we're just doing an exercise thing together. And it's super simple. It's a lot simpler than I've ever done. We're like looking up stuff on YouTube. We're not doing fancy things, but it's just the doing. And so that was it. I was telling Aisha and Arin this morning that there's no shower, no fanciness. I didn't get ready for the call because I worked out for half an hour with my partner, got all sweaty, and that's what we did. And it's like, it was a swap. It's a little messy. There wasn't enough time to then take a shower and do all that. Oh, okay. Like that's what it might look like. And I got up the doTERRA. So I want to say that that's what we're kind of bringing for accountability and for a little bit of structure, whatever you choose and how you want to bring that in. doTERRA is doing this great 30-day reset program. They're doing that work for us. We're taking away the hard thing of like, we're all going to do a big push and a big physical cleanse. And we're following this reset. You go into, we'll do it up here at the portal. They're not sending out reminders. It opened on January 1st. It is a self-start program. Once you start it, it's 30 days of videos and you go in, it's on Teachable, I think is the platform. I just watched the first video. It was fantastic. We're using the baseline of the LLV and the MetaPower system. And then we're going they just go week by week. The first week is kind of like, get ready, take your measurements, like do some measurements. And I want to do a shout out to that, everyone. If you're turned off by the idea of measurements or pictures, I'm turned off in a certain way about that too. You don't have to post anything. This is just for you. I did pictures of myself in a little bikini, front and back, and I had my partner take the back pictures when I first started taking MetaPower, and that showed me what was happening and that stuff was really happening. After 3 weeks of that system, my back picture was very, very different, and it was supremely noticeable. The front picture, not as much. So if you just take your own selfie, I advise you to do some actual measurements and things, because true transformation is usually less on the scale and more in measurements. I just want to bring in those points. I'm kind of talking around. Aisha, Arin, everybody, do we want to move some? I hope this has been helpful. We're all doing the 30-day, we're following it. And it brings you then into the second week where it's just kind of like the real basics. Drink more water, bring in some movement. Doesn't have to, you get to choose what kind of exercise, that kind of structure and accountability. And by the end of the program, you're going to have that kind of container for you for working into a new alignment, and also an understanding of the products, which is really nice for people. So if this is geared towards everybody, I've been around forever, doctor, all that. It's for me. It's also for someone brand new. So,
Josie, I just want to clarify that the program is integrating the Lifelong Vitality Pack and the MetaPower. And so if you are not utilizing those products yet, you want to make sure and order them. And just one more thing to keep in mind is that the greatest gift that you can give to everybody in your life is to be the healthiest, best version of yourself. The healthier you are in mind, body, and spirit, the more you actually have to give to everybody else. And so whether that looks like just taking some small steps, it's also the small steps that we do every day that yield the bigger lifelong results. And so these small steps that we've heard over and over and over again, drink more water, take your supplements, get some sleep, get some exercise. They seem so basic. I think that they fall on deaf ears because we're like, yeah, we know that, right? Me too. I mean, it's just like, oh yeah, what? Talk to the hand. I know that. I need more sleep. I need more water. But these basic steps are truly life-changing and will transform your life if you commit to them. And even if you just choose one or two and start with that and then begin to add to that. The MetaPower, we're going to talk more about that on another week, has been absolutely life-changing for so many, myself included. And it's not about what the scale says. It's about healing my nervous system. It's about helping me make better choices. It's about healing my mental and emotional state. Yeah, sure, we all want to look younger. That's great. But it's really about what's happening on the inside that is really incredibly transformative. So just to put that out there, I'm going to hand it on over to you, Arin.
So we would like to hear a little bit from you all in the chat. What are you the most inspired to reset this year? Are you starting the MetaPower? Are you starting the LLV? Maybe, I was talking about at the beginning that I finally, after 14 years, figured out a trick for being consistent with my frankincense. So if you're not already, we should all be taking 2 drops of frankincense under our tongues morning and night. Why? Cellular health, brain health, immune support, stress relief, on and on and on. So it's been hard for me to be consistent with it. But I have learned that habit stacking is one of the best ways to bring in a new habit and be consistent. And so I finally had a bright idea to put it next to my toothbrush, because I don't miss brushing my teeth twice a day. That's not going to happen. And my frankincense is right there. It's a visual cue. So I go 2 drops under my tongue, brush my teeth morning and night. So where else could you do that in your life in a habit you're trying to adopt? If it's your supplements, here's my trick for the supplements. They are out next to my water. So first thing in the morning, my husband actually does it. He sets up all our supplements, but first thing in the morning, I grab my Advantage, put it in my water, mix it up, drink my Advantage, drink a big quart of water. I'm hydrated for the morning. Of course, I put my essential oils in the water. Then my supplements are set up on the counter. If I have to go somewhere, I can put them in my bag. If I'm at home, it's the visual cue. Like I go in the kitchen, I see my supplements. So same thing with moving your body. It can be something like put your tennis shoes right at the foot of your bed. So you wake up in the morning, or your yoga mat, or whatever it is that you like to do for movement. So I just wanted to bring that in there as we're talking about all of this, adopting these new habits and moving through it. It really isn't. I really want to stress that this isn't about like, okay, finally on January 1st, I'm going to go to the gym every single day, when you haven't been going to the gym for 20 years. That's not how we can be sustainable. And it's the same in our business. So we're going to start to switch gears a little bit and talk about sharing doTERRA and making an income with doTERRA. And I've been around for a long time. I've watched it in myself, and I've watched it in other people. Here's what happens. And this can be a metaphor for your health as well. You go to convention, you come to the Monday community call, you get all excited, right? And you're like, this is the year, this is the week, this is the month. I'm going to have 10 classes. I'm going to contact 50 million people. I'm going to give out tons of samples. And you like load yourself with all these to-dos that are completely different than how you've ever functioned. So like Dr. Josie said, our central nervous system shuts down at that. It's like, whoa, that's too much. I can't handle that. So as we're changing habits for our body, our mind, our spirit, and our business, think about, what can you do that's totally sustainable? What can you do that's moving the needle just a little bit? And, maybe it's, well, you know what? I can wake up every single day and pick one person that I'm going to call and connect with. If you actually did that every single day, not only would your life get better, your mind and your spirit would be enhanced, but your business would grow, because you'd be talking to people and you'd be connecting. And all of us can't shut up about our essential oils and now our Meta Power. So it's just something to think about as you come upon a new year. Maybe you're brand new to the doTERRA business, or you've been around for a while. Instead of making these big, huge goals where you go from a 1 to a 100, ask yourself, how can I just move to a 2? And then after I do that for a few days or a few weeks, how can I move to a 3? And when you set goals like that for your business and for your health, you're more likely to have a success. Like with the gym, if you go, you know what, I'm just going to move my body every day. Maybe one day it's a walk, maybe one day it's dancing, maybe one day it's lifting weights. I don't know, but I'm just going to move my body every day. Then when you have 7 days of moving your body every day, it feels good. You've had success. Maybe you see a difference when you look in the mirror. Same for your business. At the end of those 7 days, you go, oh, maybe I could actually do a YouTube workout. Maybe I could actually start posting on Instagram about my business. So this metaphor, I think, is so important as we reset this year. The other thing that is extremely important in our business, and of course we can overlay to our health, is the idea of having healthy soil, a healthy foundation. So in our products, our healthy soil and our healthy foundation is our LLV and our gut. I know that the essential oils can be so fun and yummy, and sometimes people come in for them and maybe we don't talk about the LLV. And I know Meta Power can be so fun and exciting, and we see the before and after pictures. But if we aren't addressing our foundation, which is the LLV and the Terrazyme, and also the habit of that, our hydration, then we don't have anything to build upon. And it's the same in our business. And the foundation in our business is our why. Aisha and I just attended an excellent social selling training with Kristen Boss. If you ever get a chance to go to one of her trainings or listen to her podcast, she's so good. And she teaches network marketers how to use social media to earn an income with their product and their business opportunity. And she brought in a concept about the why that I have never really heard put into words that I could grasp, but it was so good to have a framework for this. And it was the idea that you have your outcome why. So I want us all to think about this. What's our outcome why with doTERRA? It might be, and please put it in the chat if you feel open to it, it might be that you would like to pay off debt with your doTERRA income. It might be that you want to heal your family. It might be that you want to set up a savings account for kids, your grandkids, so they can go to college or start a business. Like you have this bigger outcome why. When I first started with doTERRA, it was actually so that I could have supplements. I could never afford like healthy food and supplements or to go see an acupuncturist or a naturopath. And Dr. Josie talks with us about this a lot. It's one of the reasons that she transitioned to doTERRA from her naturopathic practice. Is sometimes that natural medicine, alternative medicine, isn't affordable to people. So that was my outcome why in the beginning. I wanted organic food, high quality supplements. I wanted to attend to my health. What's your outcome why? What is it that you want to see happen from your doTERRA business? And that outcome why can get us really hyped up, right? It might be, I know Rebecca has a great, like, she's going to heal the whole world. It's her outcome why. I know that when I first met Aisha, she was transitioning out of her photography career. And that can get us so excited, and we see the future, and we're like, I'm going to be diamond, and I'm going to get out of debt, and then I'm going to give back to my community. And we get like so expansive and so excited. But then we sit down and it's time to do the heavy lifting, which is picking up the phone and inviting someone to join you in the business, or posting a reel on Instagram, which is so scary, or teaching a class. And it's kind of this activity that you may or may not see a direct result from that. When I post a reel on Instagram, it doesn't translate to 6 figures in the bank. When I teach a class, if I have 10 people at the class and 5 enroll with a $100 kit, I walk away with maybe $100 in my pocket. That's so it doesn't translate to that big outcome goal. When I pick up the phone and ask someone to join my business, my kids don't magically have a account that allows them to go pick out any college that they want. So what Kristen Boss brought to us was, you have to have a, what did she call it, Aisha? You have to have a, like, the daily action why. Like, why would you do the things every day that you know will bring you to that big goal? You have to have a reason that's motivating enough so that you wake up every morning and you go, okay, I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to invite a few people to look at the business. And I do have a class scheduled once a week. And I am going to post a reel on Instagram because I know what my why is for that. And so we really have to think about that. We have to think about, like, why would I do it? What I came to for myself, and I invite you to journal about it and maybe put some stuff in the comments, is one reason I wake up and I do that every day, one really big motivating factor for me, is all of you. Because I tell you, the day I stop doing that every day, you won't see me on this Zoom anymore. I will not lead this team unless I am in the field doing the things I ask you to do. That is what I believe in leadership for myself. That's what I hold myself to. So you're my biggest why. I cannot ask Florence to show up on social media like she has been. She's been so great at it. I cannot ask her to show up that way if I'm not doing it. That's one of my whys for doing it every day. My other why is the 2 little girls that are watching me. I want them to learn what it takes to be an entrepreneur. I want them to learn what it takes to make your dreams come true. I also have come to learn that It's the daily activities, the DMO, which I'll taught you about a lot, the daily method of operations. It's doing those every day without concern for the outcome that actually moves my business forward. So that's my daily activity why. Aisha, do you have any takeaways from that training that you want to bring in here?
I just want to reinforce everything that you said in that, and it's about everything. It's about up-leveling all of it, not just our business, but all of it. It is the daily steps that we take every day. We all have the same 24 hours in the day, right? So what are the small steps? And it can be really overwhelming when we suddenly have these big audacious goals and then we get kind of shut down because we think that's impossible. But it's the small action steps we take for ourselves, what we put in our body, what we think, who we reach out to, what we focus on in our business that is going to get you to that next level. And I was really loving reading. I want to read some of what you've written in the chat because it's really inspiring. Virginia says, to heal my husband, renew my faith and courage. Carolyn, my goal is to pay for my family supplements and pay for my 3 sons to go to college. Marie, to stay healthy and get healthier. Tanya, to retire my husband and have time and financial freedom to travel and live. Jeannie, to fend for myself and not be dependent on my kids, to help my daughter pay for integrative medicine school. Jacqueline, money to travel the world. Florence, outcome Y is to be able to afford to do my extra things in my home and around my property and go to the beach more. Yes. Oh, Mica has something to say. So Mica, why don't we bring that on? And then let me just see really quick. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so I just, these are all beautiful things and these are all so obtainable. And we want nothing more for you to have all those things that you want. And I want to bring Mica on really quick. Hold on, Mica, let me transfer you over. Hold on, here we go. Okay, Mica, I'm transferring you over so you can come on and share. Here you are. Okay, can you turn your camera on? There you are. Asked to unmute. There you go.
Yeah, thank you for having this today. I think it's so important. And Arin, I want to get back to the daily things that you do every day. And one of the things is if you need help, if you need clarity, ask. Or if you're really afraid of something, could you just ask how to do it? I have gone to Aisha so many times when I was just trying to figure out Facebook. It's like, Aisha, does everybody see what I write to you when I'm on Facebook? Yes, Mica. So please just ask. I tell my team, it's okay. Just ask whatever you need to ask. And that also means like, how do I do an Instagram reel? Okay, well, just ask somebody on this team knows. Arin definitely knows how to do it. Aisha definitely knows how to do it. And it really does take a village to push us all forward. So we don't all have all the skills. All of us together have the skills. And that's what we can move all of you forward, all of us. So just ask. Yeah, feel secure in asking. I ask.
Thank you, Mica.
Yeah.
It's so true. So just to kind of throw it out there in case anyone's saying, well, what are those daily methods of operation? What are the things that we recommend that you do every day? It's very simple. And the key is to make it attainable. So my invitation to you is I've put some numbers to these things. You can dial it back or you can dial it forward. The more you do, the faster you move. The less you do, the slower you move. But you want to be in that space that your central nervous system goes, oh, I can do this. It's a little challenging, because you need a little challenge. Like when you go to the gym, if you're not challenging, your muscles aren't going to grow. Same with your business. You want a little challenge, but not too much that you're going to be sore for 7 days and never get back to the gym. So I do a 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. So the first one is I'm going to meet 2 new people a day. You might be going, what? How in the world do you meet 2 new people a day? That's crazy. Okay, let me explain it to you. Those 2 new people that I meet every day, I'm not talking to them about the oils. I'm not talking to them about the business. It means that I have intention about my day. And if I drop my kids off at school and I have the opportunity to chat with a few other parents, I'm going to make it a point that I connect with at least one parent and actually learn their name and their child's name. And I've added someone to my sphere of community. When I'm online, if somebody comments on my reel or a post and I don't know them, I'm going to comment back to them. I'm going to make a note of who they are. Maybe I send them a friend request. Those count as new contacts. If I go to a coffee shop every day, I'm going to learn a new barista's name every day and ask them something about themselves. Okay, so I know that this can feel like really intense, especially if you have relator very high or a lot of relationship strengths, because you're like, I could never know all those people. I couldn't keep track of all those people. And it's just the invitation to open your heart and open your sphere, open your network. You don't have to know them all very deeply, but it's that you're collecting a network and you're growing and growing. So 2 new people a day. Then you're going to make 2 invitations every day. And the invitation is come to a class, watch the MetaPower video, join the Wellness Simplified Facebook group, listen to a recording of our podcast. It's an invitation to go deeper into what you have to offer. Then there's going to be 2 business conversations every day. So that's going to a customer who's been ordering consistently for 6 months and saying, hey, you love your products. Do you want to share them? Let's have a class. Or going to a friend who you know would be really great at this and you'd love to do this business with them and inviting them to check out the business. It's going to a team member and saying, hey, how's it going? Do you need any help? What are your goals? So that's the business conversation. Then it's 2 follow-ups. So we know that there's a never ending amount of follow-up to do, right? Somebody you gave a sample to, somebody who enrolled, somebody who has been ordering for a month on their MetaPower and you're going to check in with them. So the idea here is like, I could wake up every day and be on the phone in my computer for 12 hours a day, connecting and contacting and following up. But if I do that, my central nervous system is going to blow out. And so I want to find, what can I do every day that I actually can check that off? And I do it every single day, 5 days a week. Sure, take the weekends off. And you get to a point where it is a habit, just like brushing your teeth. Now, 14 years later, I can't not do my DMO. If I try to take a week off from my DMO, I'm like, this is weird. I can't do it. So that's the DMO, daily method of operations, the 2 by 2 by 2 structure. That is what you would want the foundation of your business to be. We have that graphic on our website, and we've also broken down like what to do in a month and what to do per week. But if you could commit to the DMO unbroken for 30 days, you will see incredible things start to happen in your business.
Arin, I want to just build on top of that a little bit because I love this reminder. And we asked you all, what do you want to create? And a lot of you put that in the chat, which I love. It is it's not very important. It's critical. It's absolutely critical that you know what you want to create. Because if you don't know what you want to create, you're not going to create anything. So something that I'd love for you all to get crystal clear on is, what do you want? What is that dream? What, like Florence, I want to see photos of you at the beach all the time. You know, it doesn't have to be I want to be double presidential diamond. Let's let that go. It can be, I want to go to the beach. I want to help my husband feel better. I want to help my children pay for their college. I want to buy a new car. I want to be able to pay for my groceries and not stress out. I want to be able to pay my rent. Like, it can be whatever you want that to be, but it's really important that you're clear on what you want that to be. So if in this moment you don't actually know, and this is kind of going to that why, if you don't know what it is that you want, then a year from now, nothing's going to move. So take a little bit of time as we're all reflecting on this. And this isn't just about your doTERRA business. This is about your life. This is about your physical health. This is about your spiritual health. This is about your mental wellness. This is about what you want to cultivate and bring into your life. Spend some time really thinking about that. And if we could wave that magic wand and your life could look whatever you want it to look like, don't hold back. There's no, well, that couldn't happen. Like, what do you want that to look like? And begin to dream about that, because as you hold that vision and you put that into the universe, that begins to attract that. So become the energy that you want to attract. When I went to Europe, I said to myself, I want to attract some European business builders that I have not met yet. Okay. I set that intention very, very clearly. And I want you to know that I left Europe with someone in Greece, someone in Tel Aviv, and someone in Switzerland. Okay. And you know what? Those people actually came to me. I had a woman, the first one in Switzerland, she might be on the call, walked up to me at a workshop and said, I love doTERRA. I love you. I want to do the business with you. How can we make that happen? Because I set that intention and I held that vision, and then I became that, and I showed up and I just shared doTERRA with everybody. I let it be known I was the doTERRA girl, and then I let it come to me. So let people in your world know that you are about doTERRA in a very organic way. It's not about fire hosing people, but let it be known what these oils have done for your life. Let it be known what the Meta Power is doing for you. Let it be known that what you're about, and set that goal and that intention and become that so strongly that people want that. People want to know what your magic is.
So good.
So get clear in that.
Thanks, Aisha. In just a moment, I'm going to ask Dr. Josie to speak about something very exciting. But before we move on, I want to see in the chat if you figured out what your DMO why is. This is important. We can't gloss this over. We can get really excited about enough money to have the beach house and putting our kids through school, and we want all those things. Of course we want all those things. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But the key to making it easier is to really understand why you're going to get up every day and do your DMO. So why would you wake up every day and do your DMO? Is it so that you can look at yourself and go, I'm doing the work? Is it so somebody watching can see you doing the work? Is it because you know when you do your DMO, you're healing people? I was sitting with a friend the other day, another doTERRA diamond, and we were complaining about our doTERRA businesses. And we were complaining about Meta Power and how can we possibly sell a metabolic system? And I hate the before and after pictures. I'm an essential oil person. And the man serving us stopped us and said, excuse me, what are you talking about? And we're like, well, we're reps for this wellness company and we have a new product and it's a metabolic support product. He goes, what does it do? And we said, well, it helps people with their blood sugar. He goes, I've spent the last year changing my diet and I got my blood sugar levels down and I'm ready for something like this. He was an overweight man in his 60s, maybe 70s, who was desperate to find a solution for his health. And my friend and I looked at each other and we said, if that wasn't a God shot, I don't know what there is. So when you do your DMO, when you make a reel, when you contact someone, on the other side of that is someone who is praying for a solution to their health problem. So what is your why for the DMO? Why would you get up every day and do the work, the hard work, the not fun, the not glorious work, the work that often comes with rejection, the work that often comes with no obvious results? Why would you wake up and do that every day? Okay, I want to read some of these. Rebecca says, to share wherever I am planted and bloom there. It's a good question. Very good question. I can't help those I want to. That's hard, Carrie. You can't help those you want to. You're here to help those that they want to. Virginia, to give people natural options to help them have a healthy quality of life. You should write that somewhere and put it up, because this is so true. The reason we don't pick up the phone and invite somebody to the business or to a class, or we don't make the reel, is because we're worried about ourselves. We're worried. Our ego is like, oh, what people will think, or people think I'm salesy. But if you actually were centered in, I'm here to help people solve their health problems, and you knew and you believed that the DMO was the way to do that, then you wouldn't worry about what people think, because you're clear about your mission. So many of you are such healers. You're saying this, you want to be a solution provider. You want to give people what they need. So your why isn't so that you can have millions of dollars in a bank account. Yes, we all need that. We all need money. We all need to be compensated, but almost every single person on this team is a healer. So you have to remind yourself of that every day, that you are a healer and you're here to bring hope and healing to the world. And the way you do that is you show up every day in people's lives, and you expand your network, and you invite, follow up. Jacqueline, I ask the question daily when my 10:45 AM alarm sounds. Who am I called to serve today? This is what guides my daily why and how I allow my day to unfold, trusting I will encounter and be led to those I am signed to. I love that prayer. I love it. I think, was it Oprah Winfrey who said, use me, God, use me? That's a great one.
Mm-hmm. Arin, and also a reminder of what we were saying earlier. Remind yourself, am I acting from a space of love or fear? Because there's really nothing in between. Fear is the illusion, and really there's really only love. So every choice that we make, it's one or the other. Like, just check in with yourself when you're at the grocery store, when you're talking, when you're saying those negative thoughts. We all do it, but just take a moment and go, oh, wow. Because many of us, most of the time, are operating in a place of fear. It's hard. We're not living in an existence that supports us being in a space of love. But we are all healers, as Arin said. We are all visionaries. We are all light that are that light to help bring this planet into a space of love. At least that's what I believe. That's part of what I'm here for. And I believe that we're all here for that. We're all wanting to live in that space of love. And so when we fall into that fear, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be that, just walk back into that space and just take a moment to reflect where your life was before you had doTERRA in your life. I know I was sick with Lyme disease. I was sick. I was very, very, very ill. 12 years later, I am so much healthier than I was 12 years ago, right? So what would your life be right now if you did not have doTERRA in your life? And how can we keep that from other people? We can't, because it's a beautiful blessing. It's healing. Our essential oils are deeply healing on a very deep and mystical level. I mean, I truly believe that there's more to this. And if you're being called to be a voice for the plant medicine, then the plant medicine will also take care of you. Maybe I'm getting a little woo-woo right now, but that's what I believe in my core.
So Dr. Josie is going to remind us, maybe announce for some of us, an update to Founders Club before we close out.
Yes. I was so inspired this last month. December is a wonderful month in our business. And I had quite a few people within my team really putting on the gas pedal in a profound and inspiring way because of this Founders 2.0 that doTERRA has been going on for the last year. And if you don't know what that is, look it up, or someone can put a link in here to the thing. It is that there is a whole new bunch of people that will be in a founder's position, which means you will get a lump sum of money for the rest of your life that is a corporate percentage as a founder, and you have to reach 1,000 points, and you get these points basically by building your business. And they announced in December was the first month. There's 3 more months. There's January, February, and March of double points. So all of the things that you were doing to get those points, they're doubling them. So it really is making founders so much more real goal and doable for people who felt like this wasn't doable. I have a leader on my team who's maybe here that, people think, oh, I'm too high a rank, I can't reach it. It's for the newer people. Had reached diamond once, and you get double points for making up from gold to platinum to diamond, who's going for it. I have someone else who's brand new on my team, 2 months within my team, who is going for it. So that spectrum from brand new to diamond, it is still attainable. And I set out to someone the other day, I was trying to give a synopsis, and I kind of did the math, and I was like, well, I guess think about it as Social Security times 4. Because it's going to max out in a couple years at $80,000. That's what the payout will be a year. And so if, Social Security at the top level, if you put in your whole life, it'll maybe be about $2,000, 80,000 is roughly about $8,000 a month. So a little, that's why I was just doing a total rough estimate. I'm like, so would you like to get Social Security times 4? Yeah. For all of us, or so many of us who have been in alternative industries, wellness industries, many of my colleagues have barely paid into Social Security, do not have any type of retirement or barely any, and don't have, pension. So it becomes a real thing to think about, are you interested and capable of pushing yourself? Because it would be a push. So it's different than the rest of this call. The rest of this call is like, figure out where you are in your tenor, but some people are up for it. And if you are, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I really wanted to put that out there. And I don't know if we have anyone who wants to say anything who is going for founders currently, if they have an inspiring. One of the things I noticed from my team doing it was just what you were talking about, Arin. In that push, they were doing the DMO on hyperdrive and building out helping other people in their team. So they're helping people get to their goal or their 250 bonus or their 1,500 bonus. And in so doing, taprooting through their whole team. And what I heard continually was every single person that they were getting on the phone, they were texting, they were contacting people, seeing if they wanted the frankincense, seeing if they wanted to up their order. Every single person was grateful. These are customers. grateful for the attention, for the, oh, wow, you're thinking about me. And yes, that's a great opportunity. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It wasn't like, quit bothering me. There was none of that. When you shine your light and your focus on your customers and your team, they are grateful for your attention. So,
Especially right now.
yeah.
I'd like to say something because I am going for founders, and that was the butterflies. What we were on hyperdrive, and it was really fun. And it was a really big push. I also want to give a tip that I contacted people who had been attending our classes, our butterfly classes on Wednesday nights, and saying, hey, I'd really like for you to upgrade to a wellness advocate. I could put my script in there, and not that they would build, but wellness advocate. And you may at some point receive $50. Is that okay? Because I was the one that was trying to get my people to 1,500 check. And they were like super grateful. Sure, yes, because I said, I'll put it in my text in. I want to do the greatest good for them, the most amount of people. So doing that would be you upgrade to a wellness advocate. And I had, yes, thank you so much. And I've been attending your classes for a really long time. I think I might want to share the oils with my network. I'm like, great. So, and so that's how it trickled down. So I'll share that. Is that okay to share, Arin and Aisha, that script?
Please do. We would love it. Every single one of us has the potential to be a founder 2.0.
Yes.
And the key is, it's the stuff that we would do anyways to grow our business. So why not do it with just a little bit of oomph and a little bit of strategy for that potential $80,000 a year forever?
Well, and let's not forget, it's not just $80,000 a year. It's a monthly paycheck on top of that. Like it's so much more. I mean, yes, who doesn't want an $80,000 bonus at the end of the year? But it's so much more than that.
Yeah, and so doing, you build your business. The $80,000 is just your crouton check at the end of the year.
Your crouton check? That's great. If your croutons on top.
And, you know, for all of you, I know some of you said you want to travel. This is the most incredible business model. You can go anywhere in the world where they have internet. And there's so many places around the world to share doTERRA. And they go crazy. You know, it was so much fun. I took a whole suitcase of doTERRA with me. I had no idea who I was going to give what to whom. And I literally had the perfect oil for the people along the way, like the exact oil they needed. Like, I have this going on. I was like, oh, that was the one oil I put in my suitcase and it was for you. Let me go get it. You know, like, it was so much fun. So if that's part of your why, go for it. Go for it.
So we're going to close with one final thought. This was brought to my attention on New Year's Eve by a friend of mine who's an energy healer. She's absolutely amazing. Her name is Brenda Johnston. If you want to follow her on Instagram, it's _ Brenda Johnston. And she said, when you're manifesting or you're setting intentions or you're thinking about this new year, this reset, instead of saying, I'm going to be founder, I'm going to make 100K a year, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Instead of saying that, say, wouldn't it be cool if, play a game, the wouldn't it be cool if game. So let's all end the call with this. I want you to put it in the chat. Wouldn't it be cool if I was a founder? Wouldn't it be cool if I was a founder? Wouldn't it be cool if my meta power journey includes fitting into my favorite pair of jeans? Wouldn't it be cool if I bring on 3 business partners this year that absolutely inspire me, and they become founder. Wouldn't it be cool if I paid off my mortgage with my doTERRA check? Okay, I want to hear what you guys are saying. Wouldn't it be cool if I made founder in 2023? Contessa, wouldn't it be cool? Yes. Wouldn't it be cool if this was fun? What's yours? Put it in the chat as we're closing up.
Can we bring the fun back, please? I'm all about that.
So our goals gets to be fun. Florence, wouldn't it be cool if I was founder? Wouldn't it be cool? It would be so cool. Oh, and Mica put the script for reaching out to people. Wouldn't it be cool if I helped 100 people get essential oils this year? Wouldn't it be cool if my fast start checks paid my rent? Wouldn't it be cool if I could put my kids in private school? Gabe and I really want to put in a natural swimming pool on our property. Wouldn't it be cool if I could put a natural swimming pool in and have you all come out for a retreat one summer? So the more you do this, like ask it every day. Jacqueline says, wouldn't it be cool if I relocated and worked from the continent of Africa for 2 to 3 months, helping others thrive in spirit, mind, and body? I got chills with that.
Woo! Yeah.
Andrea, wouldn't it be cool for me to get 3 motivated builders that resulted in the 1500 power of 3, and I became a US founder? Well, I love that you used the power of the word and. Wouldn't it be cool if wouldn't it be cool if I could solely rely on my doTERRA paycheck? Tanya, the day my doTERRA paycheck paid my rent, I absolutely jumped for joy. It was the most incredible feeling in the world. I want that for you. Adriana, I'll put this script in our show notes and post it on our Facebook group. She's asking for the script from Mica. Mica, wouldn't it be cool if I was founder 2.0? Jeannie, wouldn't it be cool if I could heal 100 people and become a founder? And I'll end with Rebecca. Wouldn't it be cool for me to travel the world and do this business for ease? Yes, 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 yes.
You know, I really want to bring light to that if I could help 100 people, because that is what this is really about. Like, yes, we want all these wonderful things, but what doTERRA is really about is helping other people heal, helping this planet heal, helping people heal in mind, body, spirit, and in their finances, all of it. So as we heal and as we share, we're really sharing that gift of all of that with everybody else. So think about the impact of just the amount of people on this call. There's 23 people on this call. Imagine the impact on this planet of all of us healing and all of us sharing that healing. Like, that has a huge, massive ripple effect beyond, I think, even our comprehension. A massive, massive ripple and impact.
Okay, loves, have a beautiful week. Happy New Year. We will be back
New Year.
next Monday. Talking
Bye.
Fire Reset. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.